Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Neil, and this is the showdown of the 2021 Storyteller Overland Mode Classic versus the 2022 Winnebago Travato 59 GL. So we're going to start this showdown off with the basics. The Storyteller Classic, and we have a 2021, is on the Mercedes-Benz 4x4 chassis. So this is the Sprinter van, and this thing is a beast. But it's a diesel, which has its positives and its negatives, of course. The Winnebago Travato, ours being a 2022 59 GL, is on the Ram ProMaster chassis. So this thing is only two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, but it's pretty dependable, gets you there, and it's gas, which, when comparing to diesel, does have benefits. Of course, there are some cons, but for most people, gas may be the way to go, depending on your usage. So, on the topic of diesel versus gas, diesel. Generally, most, unless you're talking about a Ford Transit with that twin turbo that they have in it, diesel, you'll get more power than the Ram ProMaster. You'll have more pickup. Some people say when they get the Storyteller Overland or any other, like the Revel, etc., that you need a pedal box, that the acceleration isn't the best. But when you're coming from a Ram ProMaster, trust us, this thing flies when going onto the highway, just merging into traffic, when you need to change lanes. Storyteller Overland on that Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis blows the Ram ProMaster out of the water. But gas, reliable, easy to get, much cheaper, especially with the crazy prices we have going on still right now. And this is the middle of September here in the United States.
2022.
Yes. So, positives and negatives. You gotta choose your battle, what you prefer. We have found not really much of a difference, but diesel, you got to deal about the DEF, making sure you got that filled and accessible to that. That's an added expense. It's not that pricey, but it's added expense, especially since Mercedes wants you to use a specific DEF fluid. And just in general, you're going to save a little bit of money going with gas overall, maintenance-wise, things like that. Not including the crazy prices they try to get you on your service A and B and etc. on the Mercedes. That is a huge added price. Luckily, if you're creative like us, you can find another dealer or local shop that can do that for way cheaper than the $1,000, $1,500 price that a lot of these Mercedes dealers are trying to hit people with for that service A and B. If you're here in Jacksonville, St. Augustine area, check out other dealers, like the Nissan dealer in St. Augustine. That'll do the same exact thing for a couple $100. So look around and you can save on that. Overall though, gas wins for most people because it's just a lot easier to work with, cheaper, and more convenient. But when it comes to the showdown of the Mercedes Sprinter versus the Ram ProMaster, can't really say which one wins because it depends on your usage, what you're looking for, and especially if you're looking for a 4x4, then obviously Mercedes wins. But if you're mostly hitting, nice, okay BLM land or basic forest roads, you don't need the 4x4. We took this on plenty of BLM land, some forest roads, never had a problem, especially with the lift. But remember, that's not included. You're gonna have to get that aftermarket. So the choice is yours when it comes to the battle of the chassis.
Okay, so starting off with the front cab area, we are looking at the comfort, we are looking at the quality, we are looking at the entertainment system in here. The Mercedes honestly has it all. They have a beautiful touch screen. They have awesome leather seats. They are comfortable. They are powered. They are right here on the side. This thing is amazing. The quality, the look, it has everything you can think of in here. I can't complain one bit about the front area of the Mercedes chassis. So over at the Winnebago Travato, we have the upgraded leather seats. Those are nice. We do not have powered seats though. We do still have a navigation system. It's nice, but also there are about 10 cup holders on the Mercedes. We've got a couple here. Overall, just the quality, the look, the comfort, the Mercedes, it wins.
So when we're talking about your basic systems, meaning your water capacity, things like that, freshwater, gray water, black, this right here, the Storyteller Overland, has a 21 gallon freshwater tank. Same over on the Travato. So that's a tie. But gray is 24 on the Storyteller Overland. Only 14 over on the Travato. So a little bit more capacity. But here's where the biggest difference is. Black water. This has a porta potty. It's only like I think like 4 gallon or so. Don't know the exact amount. I believe 4.75 or something of that sort. Over here, you got a decently sized black tank over there. I believe 11 gallons. So that right there has the holding capacity for your waste, I guess we will say. And you don't have to pull out a porta potty, which some people don't like. A little messy, you got to dump it. But that also has its positives for some people, meaning you can dump your porta potty and at rest stops, right in a toilet. You know, depending on where you are, that could be a benefit. But also you got to handle it. So the Travato could win, depending if that's your personal preference or not. For us, now having this for almost 2 months, we like the fixed bathroom better. We think the Travato beats that out, but that's personal preference. So it really comes down to what you're looking for. But like I said, us, fixed bathroom in the Travato, definitely wins.
So Winnebago, they're known for their quality. They have people who are die-hard fans that continue to get Travatos again and again for a reason. But the Mercedes, the Storyteller, it just has a little bit better quality.
So when we're talking quality, we're mostly talking about cupboards, things like that. As you can see behind me, the Travato kind of has like that press board with the fake wood look to it. Not so much over in the Storyteller. The Storyteller has beautiful cupboards that have solid aluminum framing. You can do pull-ups from them. I would never dare do a pull-up from any of these cupboards. It's definitely ripping out of the wall. But you can do that in the Storyteller. So you just got that little bit more quality. And when you're hitting those tough roads, you don't have as many noises, creaks, bouncing around, etc. in the Storyteller Classic. Travato, you'll get a little bit more of that, just because of the type of wood they used. So as many of you know, our Travato, we had a lift put on it, a 3-inch lift, and the BF Goodwrench KO2 tires. We have the same tires on the Storyteller Overland Classic, but from the factory, if you're thinking tire-wise, height, Storyteller is made to go off the pavement. Travato, not so much, but you can spend, I don't know, what was it, $3 to $4 grand,
Yep.
and you can get that lift in those tires. Just wanted to add that in because a lot of people comment about our van looking awesome, and really it's thanks to the boys up in Salt Lake City, Utah, at Off-Highway Vans for doing that, because that is a must-have upgrade, in my opinion, for the Travato, because you want to protect that Volta battery that is down below. And that is actually our next topic. So, the battery system. If you're going to get an L, whether it's KL or GL, in the Travato, you will have the best system on the market, in our opinion.
The
Volta
best.
is hands down the best lithium system. I don't care what you have to say. You can fight me about it because Volta kicks butt.
We are not getting paid to say this.
No, but Jack Johnson, the owner of Volta, is awesome, and we still thank him for his courtesy at the show last year in Tampa, for just talking with us, explaining the systems. Just hearing it from him, even though we knew what the systems were, that was just an experience that was awesome. So when it comes to Volta, it's like family. Same thing with Storyteller in general, family. And really Winnebago, at least when it comes to the Travatos, the Class B Winnie group and the Travato group, it's like a family. So that's awesome. But Volta, awesome in the Travato, but I'll also, as you guys know, in the Storyteller. It's one of the big reasons we chose this van over any other van, when we needed a larger bed being one of our things, which we'll get to that too. So really, you can't go wrong with either. You have that crazy lithium battery system. We only have the 3-cell on our Travato, but now you can get it in the 4-cell. We have the 4-cell in our Storyteller. Actually, you know, a couple hour difference in use and battery capacity when you're talking like AC use and stuff. But both win. They tie in that, so you can't go wrong. Only issue coming from the lift we were talking about, that's what made us think of this, is the battery on the Travato is located in a horrible spot below the rear axle. You're behind it, very close to the ground, too close, hence the lift by off-highway vans. So that's, like we said, the biggest mod we probably recommend to Travato owners, if you can, if you need it, if you think you need it, if you're getting off the pavement. So, like we said, it's a tie when it comes to the battery system, your electric system. It's a definite tie because they both have Volta. So that's a win for either choice you're looking at making, whether a Travato or a Storyteller. You're getting the best of the best. Next, we are going to get to the other systems that are kind of included with electrical, but heating. Storyteller, I think, wins. So Storyteller has the diesel heater, which is phenomenal. A dry heat. We haven't used it yet. We've been in Florida since we got the van. A little too warm when it's in the 90s and, you know, 1,000% humidity. But we've been in Florida when it's cooler with the Travato. So yeah, the Travato has a Truma heating system, which is propane. It's warm. It works great. We were in Utah in, I think got down to 3 degrees or 6 degrees, somewhere in that range, 3 to 6 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold. It was in the end of January, and it worked great. It was phenomenal. And it lasts, what do you think, 4 days probably, in cold weather before you need to fill. So you get some pretty good usage out of it, but it's a very humid heat. And like I was getting at, we were in Florida when it was cold, and running that propane does make it feel kind of moist, I guess is the word, like on your clothing and on your bed and stuff. You know, so humidity can be an issue with propane, as most of you probably know. So Storyteller with that diesel heater wins. If we were still in the Travato full time, it may actually be a thought, and I brought this up to Brittany before, to upgrade to a gas heater. Same brand of heater, like old Bosco, you know, or one of those, but they do make gas ones where you go right off your gas tank, and that's what makes the diesel heater really cool. In the Storyteller, it goes right off your gas tank. So as long as you got your diesel in there, you got your tank, some in your tank, you're gonna have heat. This little tiny, small, minuscule propane tank, you get 3-4 days. We haven't tested the Storyteller, but from what we've read, everybody we've talked to, kind of can go a really long time heating your van with that, you know, as long as you're not driving crazy and, you know, obviously burning the diesel in your tank. That diesel can keep you warm for a good while.
So here we are in the Storyteller Mode Classic, and this, the bed, is the reason why we got this van. It is 56 inches across when our Travato over there is 49. That is a significant difference, and we sleep much more comfortably in the Storyteller. So I continue to tell Neil that this fridge and freezer in the Travato hands down beats the Storyteller completely. They are separate. There is so much space inside. It's the best, and I miss it so much.
She says she keeps telling me. I know. Hence why we ordered a portable fridge, freezer dual zone from Bouge RV, because we need some more fridge freezer space over in the Storyteller. Because as you guys know, Brittany's a travel nurse. I work from a computer, so we're living in this thing for 3 months at a time. 13-week contracts. We kind of like to have a little bit more than just a couple things in the freezer. So yeah, Travato, you win.
So mentioning the sink real quick. I'm sorry, Travato, you do not win. The Storyteller does, and this is not the faucet that comes with it. We switched this out. We love this. But sink-wise, I'm sorry, Storyteller, you win with the deepness, and also I do like the round shape better than the rectangle. Another winning feature that the Travato has is these amazing roll-off, I don't know how you pronounce it. This screen by far is better than the one in the Storyteller. It comes down on the side, it's magnetic, so you can push yourself in and out, and that is a feature that the Storyteller does not have.
And it also is nice and tight at the bottom, close, really tight fit. So with us, with a cat, and maybe another one on the way, guys, it's just makes us have that sense of security, I guess, versus the Storyteller being much looser and kind of flappy at the bottom. And then also bugs. The roll-off whoops the butt of the one on the Storyteller. Now though, if you're getting a 23, they have switched them to the roll-offs, I believe. So if you're getting a new Classic, don't have to worry about that issue so much. But in ours, at least comparing a, we have a 21, but 22, 21s, 20s, 19s, etc. Screens kind of suck. I'm glad Storyteller listened and switched those out to the roll-offs, which I believe. That's what I read.
So we need to talk about the front dinette area. Both vans have it, but there are some big differences between the two. Yes, both vans can seat 4 passengers. Amazing. Love it. But in the Travato, these are your seats, and that's it. Now in the Storyteller, you've got the Groove Lounge, and that is amazing. Now I'm not going to switch around the Groove Lounge and make it do the amazing things it does. You can watch a separate tour video on that from another YouTube creator. But this, it not only seats 2 more passengers, but you can make it do a couple other configurations. One being have it laying all the way flat so a third person can sleep. And that, I mean, you can't beat it. You can have a third person come with you on a trip. And in that Travato, we can't do it.
And Brittany forgot to mention, you can be 6 feet tall and sleep there. It's actually, you can be taller than 6 feet tall. I believe you have more length in the Groove Lounge than actually in the bed. So a lot of owners actually have decided they keep the bed up and they store bikes and things like that in the garage area, and they just sleep on the Groove Lounge. So that's one thing I feel like you guys probably wanted to know. It's kind of cool.
So, other than it being flat, it also, you can have like a reclining lounger. So you just want to lounge out, read a book, I don't know, whatever you want to do. That's something you also can't do in the Travato. Storyteller wins. So we love our cabinets better in the Storyteller. The reason being the configuration of them. We love this. Boom, button, open, close, press it in. You don't have to worry about your stuff coming flying out at all. It's a little bit different in the Travato. We'll show you that. Cabinet in the Travato, it's a clip. Clip and down. It's still secure, but it just seems a little bit more secure in the Storyteller.
And also, I've had to bend these clips that lock hooks on over. Hard to explain, but I've had to bend those because these over time do kind of like move and shift, and the wood expands and contracts, things like that due to weather. So you might have to do that. In the Travato, don't do that in the Storyteller because they are just a lot more solid locks.
Another big difference between the Travato and the Storyteller. The Travato automatically comes with overhead storage. The Storyteller does not. We actually had to add that in, and it was an extra purchase for us to be able to have it. So, another thing to consider.
If we're going to compare some of the basics like insulation, things like that, both the Travato and the Storyteller are classified as 4-season RVs, 4-season vans. And in our experience, that's true with the Travato, and it's definitely going to be true with the Storyteller, but you have to do your due diligence. If you're not keeping it heated constant, you could have some frozen lines if you have water in them. But in our experience thus far with cooling, the Storyteller stays cool much longer, easier, and we're not including like run time for batteries. We're just talking in general. It holds cold air in the Storyteller, and that's because the insulation is a little bit better in the Storyteller. But overall, both are solid 4-season vans. I mean, they really are. We've experienced winter in the Travato, worked out great. We've experienced 110 degrees in the Travato, worked out great. Experienced a lot of 90-degree weather in direct sunlight so far in the Storyteller, and it has worked great. So that one, they're both even, but Storyteller may beat out the Travato just a hair. Here on the outside, you have the Carefree awning on the Travato, and this thing is a piece of crap. It is horrible. Everybody in the group knows it, in the Travato group. Winnebago should know it by now. It's been reported to them, but this thing likes to self-deploy. So for our sake, because it did self-deploy on us, going through a stop sign, luckily only going about 5 miles per hour, we pulled the fuse. Hasn't done it since. Obviously no power going to it, so it shouldn't, but some owners have reported even pulling the fuse and it worked for them. So Winnebago, you guys really need to get a new supplier when it comes to the awning. I know supposedly they did an update, fixed it, but people did that update, got it fixed, and it still did it, so I don't really trust it. Over here on the Storyteller, you have the Girard awning, which has been great so far. So easy to use, don't have to worry about it self-deploying and taking us out or taking somebody out or causing an accident. So that's a real positive there. So as of right now, Storyteller, you're kicking butt when it comes to the awning.
My personal favorite part, and the best, is the roof. I can go up there, I can stand on it, I can sit on it, lounge, do whatever. But another big difference is this ladder is solid, it's good, but on the Travato you have to actually take it off the back of the van and move it to the side of the van before you can go up it.
So yeah, Brittany was saying, I'll put it simple for you guys. This is permanently mounted on the side of the Storyteller. It's not going anywhere. The Travato, we will walk over here and show you guys, even though you've seen it in our tours and other videos, the hundreds if not thousands of videos online of the Travato, is mounted here only for transport. When actually going to use, as you guys can probably see, up there are some clips. They clip around up there on the side rails of the roof rack. So that's a huge difference. It only takes a few seconds to take it off and put it on, but a lot of owners have forgot about that, have started to climb this, and it actually caused some damage. So that's another difference. And while we're back here at the rear of the Travato, might as well mention the hitch. Travato can tow 3,500 pounds, would never go that high, but vertical wise, it can't hold much. So you do not want to put a rear bike hitch on here, bike carrier, without getting this reinforced. So most of the owners have had it reinforced. There's actually a gentleman that makes a reinforcement kit that you can weld or bolt on. But over on the Mercedes chassis, in the Storyteller, you can tow 5,000 pounds and 500 true pounds of vertical weight, because people have had motorcycles on there, like we're the Russos, they have a motorcycle on theirs, and a lot of people like us have 2 e-bikes that we store on a e-bike hitch rack. So when it comes to towing and just general vertical weight, Storyteller definitely wins, but that's only because it's on a Mercedes chassis. And you know, this is on a Ram ProMaster, so you know, kind of expected.
Quick little thing to note here, the headlights on the Travato, they suck. Seriously, you cannot see anything. And I don't know much about headlights, but I guess there's like not very many you can switch it out with. Neil can attest to that.
So what she means, this isn't like a plug and play. There's actually a gentleman, and he has a Travato, he's in the Travato group, that has now created the clips needed because the bulbs would not stay in properly if you're going to switch these out to some nice brighter LED style headlights. They wouldn't clip in properly, so people are kind of like making up stuff and everything, but he actually 3D printed and made some clips that you can order for your Travato. It's like I think $100 and something for the whole kit, maybe $200. And it comes with, he has the bulbs, everything. So shout out to him for creating that. But just stock, the ProMaster headlights are horrible. Mercedes much better because they're LED, they're bright. Kind of what most people, if you know a ProMaster versus a Sprinter, you're gonna have that issue. So I think this is gonna be our last comparison. There's plenty more we could compare, but we didn't mention it when we were mentioning the system comparisons. The hot water. Hot water in the Travato, it can go off LP, so propane, or electric. And the Storyteller, it can go off of diesel or electric. Never use electric in either unless you are connected to shore power. It drains the batteries. But hot water holding tank has to heat up the water. You know, it takes 15 to 30 minutes. Storyteller, on demand, instant hot water, wait 2-3 minutes, you got yourself nice hot water. So, Brittany, who do you think wins that one?
Oh, Storyteller, definitely. I need my hot water.
So, as many of you know, if you've been watching our videos, we actually don't shower much in the van. Either van, probably in the Storyteller, once we get back on the road here for good. We probably won't shower much in it, but we're more likely to shower in it because the hot water is instant. But we have gym memberships, you know, we go to the gym every day. So usually we shower at the gym. It's just easy, convenient right there. Bigger room, bigger area, but we may use it a little bit more now.
Okay, Neil, it's come down to the wire. Is it the Travato or is it the Storyteller?
Well, for me, it's going to be the Storvato. So we love our Travato, hence why we still have it, and we've been renting it out, which we will update you guys on, we promise, how the rentals are going. But the bathroom, same as Scott over at Go Small Live Large. He likes the Storyteller a lot, but he loves his Travato, and it's because of that fixed bathroom. We are really finding we miss the fixed bathroom, the fixed toilet. I like the shower, I like the instant hot water more in the Storyteller. And if it was just me, I don't really care about the porta potty too much. But you know, it's kind of awkward placement, and especially for Brittany, either way, whether you have it in the shower tray or on top of it, it's just too low or too high. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'd rather have a fixed bathroom and just dump from that the black tank. Yeah, so yeah, for me, I wish they could just kind of add both together. The question has been asked to Storyteller. They don't plan on ever putting a fixed toilet at this point. At least Scott had one of the guys over at Storyteller on, and he was asked that question specifically. They don't have any plans for it. It's a different crowd that the Storyteller is made for. Kinda. To be honest, I think Travato owners would like Storyteller. Storyteller owners would like the Travato. If they were just, you know, regular people kind of going down some basic forest roads, things like that. But if we had to get down in the nitty gritty, I'm probably going with Storyteller. Mercedes is just a better van when it comes to fit and feel, finishes, etc. And the openness feels a lot better. So I know I went on forever with my answer, but Brittany, which one do you prefer?
I think it's really tough because we have spent a lot more time in the Travato than we have so far in the Storyteller. But I am finding for our lifestyle, I'm still leaning towards the Storyteller. And a lot of that reasoning is, one, having that space in the front, that groove lounge that does different things. That's huge when I'm working and sleeping during the day when I work nights, so Neil can do different things up front. The second thing though is the fact that we bring our cat along with us, and so the space for the litter box and everything, it's so much better in the Storyteller. And it kind of pains me a little bit because we've had so many good memories in the Travato, but for our lifestyle right now, I have to pick the Storyteller.
So as you guys can see, it is a tough battle between the two. The Travato holds a lot of sentimental value to us, and that's really the reason we still have it, and we want others to enjoy it and experience it so they can decide that they want to buy a Travato. I think it's targeted towards a different crowd for the most part, so it's hard. It's kind of comparing apples to oranges with the two. But Storyteller for our life wins out. If we can figure out a fixed bathroom eventually, or Storyteller can, we'll really appreciate that. Maybe it'll be a mod in the future, I don't know. It's kind of hard with the way the space is designed. We do plan on eventually probably building out our own van from everything we've learned from these two, and basically Storyteller general layout, but with a fixed bathroom is the goal. So yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed watching this amazing video about two amazing vans. Please drop us a comment below. Which van would you choose if you had to choose between the two? Give us a big thumbs up on this video if you liked it, and please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already.
We appreciate you guys watching as always. But until next time, we'll see you later.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away.